Welcome and good morning, St. Mary's seniors and staff and family.
Good morning,
Thank
Ruby.
you everyone for joining us. Can you hear me, Brenda?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Great. Yes. Thank you everyone on Zoom and here at the center. Today we honor International Peace Day. We will have our annual Hope and Justice celebration today. And I'm so filled with gratitude to be here in community with you all. My name is Ruby Rodriguez. I'm the community organizer at St. Mary's Center, and I'm so overjoyed to be in community with seniors who have not only lived experience of homelessness, but have so much joy, so much integrity, so much values that really hold us together as a community. And I'm just grateful to be here under our Hope and Justice program. And so today I will be the facilitator at today's program. A note for our upcoming presenters and speakers: please speak slowly into the mic. We will be offering translation services, both in Cantonese and Mandarin, besides the front desk there. So, and please now give a warm welcome to our council president, Keith Rivenwine, who will be opening up our remarks for today's ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Good morning, family, and good morning to all of our distinguished guests. My name is Keith Rivenwine, and I'm a graduate of the 2012 Almost Home Winter Shelter here at St. Mary's Center. I'm also a member of their Hope and Justice team. And I'm not only a client, I'm the president of the Council of Elders here at St. Mary's Center. So I would like to welcome everyone to our International Peace Day and also to our Hope and Justice celebration. But before I go any farther, I would not be able to forgive myself if I didn't say that you all look amazingly good today. And you know if you look good, you feel good. Therefore, you'll do good. And you know, I am so honored to be in a company of so many amazing, beautiful, talented people here all together under one roof. So with no further ado, I would like to pass the mic back to you so you could continue doing what you do so very well each and every day in your own way, like helping us not to become paralyzed, marginalized, but always organized. Ladies and gentlemen, I give back to you, St. Mary's Center, very own organizer, the lovely Ruby Rodriguez.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you. I feel so honored. And so now we're going to do our event dedication for Mr. Willie Stevens. Donna Murphy was supposed to be here, but we're going to speak instead. And so I've actually written something for Willie. It's a bio. So Willie Stevens exemplified the principles of a senior advocate. His advocacy reflected the need to preserve and build affordable housing, as well as protect and increase economic security for all seniors. Always thinking of easing the burden of others, he spoke about the difficulty of securing affordable housing. What I had to go through, I find, is pretty typical, he said. His hopes for nobody else having to go through the same type of thing. He lived in Oakland for many decades, working in the affordable housing industry in the Bay Area for past 24 years. During his time as a property manager, he saw the impact of market rate housing and the need for affordable housing. When he retired in 2011, his quality of life decreased. Like many seniors in Oakland, despite living on Social Security fixed income, he barely could afford to cover his rent. Eventually, his life savings were not enough to keep him afloat, and his landlord evicted him. Fortunately, his application was accepted at Allen Temple Arms in Oakland, but his ability to secure low-income senior housing felt like a lottery ticket to win. Willie stepped into his power as a housing advocate and became a member of the Resident Council and Resident Agenda Committee. Then quickly rose to leadership in EBHO, East Bay Housing Organizations, following his involvement in the Leadership Academy, where he gained skills on how to speak with legislators, just like our senior advocates here. And he also served as a member of a Housing California Board of Directors and Residents United Network. It is no surprise, Willie was a force for change. His presence will be missed at our Hope and Justice Senior Advocate meetings. His laugh was so contagious. Just ask anyone. And many senior advocates respected him and his humble spirit and warmth. Rest in power, Willie. And now I'm going to also, thank you. I wanted to also welcome Anne Bradley, who has some words to share about Willie too. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. I'm Anne Bradley. I'm the Vice President for the Council of Elders. Willie Stevens was a champion for housing justice. For many years, he participated in Resident United Network's Lobby Day, and he spoke up in multiple hearings for our priority bills over the years. Working for the Housing California policy team, Willie helped to advance the first ever Resident United Network sponsored bill, Assembly Bill 1961, to create a statewide affordable housing database. Willie spoke his truth while exhibiting strength, grace, and courage. Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel conducted a special adjournment in memory of the California State Assembly to express our gratitude for his service. This was just about 3 weeks ago, so they had a moment of silence when they adjourned the Assembly meeting. Rest in power, Willie Stevens. Your smile and laugh will be greatly missed.
Thank you, everyone. And now I just want to give a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. And now we're going to move on to the next part of our program. Actually, we're going to present Presence of Peace by our wonderful Janie Castillo, who's going to be presenting this honorary theme of International Peace Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruby. Hello, 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 everybody, and good morning. I look forward to this event every year. This is the day we applaud the social justice work of our Council of Elders, our senior advocates, and our partners. I am grateful that we are also honoring International Peace Day because peace is what we desperately need in our community. Today, you will hear from Leadership Academy graduates who, after careful deliberation, will place before you a policy platform to help reduce the effects of homelessness, particularly for seniors. They validate for me that homelessness is a condition and not a character defect. How does peace show up in our lives? I ask you to consider that peace is the opposite of stress, of worry, of anxiety. Peace is the opposite of the stress of waking up hungry and crawling out of a tent and not knowing if you're going to eat today. Peace is the opposite of worry. the worry that the wound from your surgery which is still festering and very painful because you cannot rest properly, eat properly, or heal properly. Peace is the opposite of anxiety. The anxiety that any day you will be asked to move again without being told where to go. Living outside can be the opposite of peace. But did you know that peace can be delivered? We can deliver peace through kind words and hot meals and fresh water. Peace is delivered when a mobile unit stops at a settlement to dress wounds and offer medical aid to someone in need. One day, I witnessed peace being delivered when our very own housing director, Lateria Fletcher, met a senior living in a tent in extreme distress and moved heaven and earth to help him. Peace can be elevated by showing compassion and using our influence. If you want to see this in action, sit in on a Hoover Foster RAC meeting where our social justice hero, Annette Miller, speaks up for unhoused seniors in the neighborhood, demanding that we balance their needs with the needs of house neighbors. Alleviating homelessness is complex. Sometimes the strategies we use to solve homelessness contradict. On one hand, we deliver peace, while on the other hand, intentionally and unintentionally, we deliver harm. That is why I am grateful that the legal advocates from Justice and Aging courageously fight for policies that help low-income seniors. I have been in many rooms where Justice and Aging Director Pat B, sitting right here, uses conscientious grassroots tactics to hold legislators accountable to the welfare of seniors. I witnessed a closure on Wood Street the other day. A wave of Caltrans workers, 60 or more, in orange vests, were clearing the space of everything, along with the debris that needed to be removed. They also cleared people's homes, RVs, and possessions. But guess what? Peace can also be a protest, am I right? I watched while a recently displaced resident walked slowly and quietly in front of workers, all by herself, holding a protest sign. She caught the eye of every one of those workers. She was a powerful symbol of peace and a call for justice. And sometimes, even outside, we can live in peace. That same day, 15 blocks away on Wood Street, I talked with a settlement leader. He proudly described the settlement. He told me how the residents look out for each other. He talked about their outdoor kitchen where communal meals were cooked, pointed to a 2-story structure that was built by hand. There were several comfortable shaded common spaces where residents could hang out. He told me how a generous volunteer drops off food and flea medicine for their pets. He told me they are grateful and dependent on food donations, on the shower truck, on their garbage being picked up. But when these donations do not happen, they make do. I remember sitting in that space, watching a resident come home, seeing how calm and peaceful it was, and I became aware of the spirit of aloning, a genuine communion with the land, and a culture that many neighborhoods, including my own, would envy. I have listened to our unhoused and self-housed residents, and I hear them tell me again and again, if you want to help me out of homelessness, let me have a say in what you do for me and what you do to me. Direct me to land to where I could stay, help me access basic necessities, provide me with access to services and affordable housing by my standards, not yours. The results of all elections can do one or two things. They could bring peace or they could bring harm. Members, today you will be asked to vote on the Leadership Academy's policy platform, and again on November 2nd. I hope that by your vote, you bring peace.
Wow, thank you so much, Janie. You're always powerful in the way you speak. And now we're going to have some welcoming remarks by Executive Director Sharon Cordeneau.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Janie, for laying out the vision for why we come together today about creating a safer community, a community with housing for everyone, and a pathway to help make decisions about the conditions and the programs that affect us. So, Janie, I really thank you for laying out that vision. I also want to say hello to our St. Mary's Center community members using the translation equipment for the first time. We're very excited that you're with us today. Thank you. Thank you to the translators and to the St. Mary's Center staff who have made that possible. Let's have one more quick round of applause for all of the St. Mary's staff and volunteers who've helped us get here today. And then I want to turn our attention to the Leadership Academy and the policy platform that they are putting before us. And to thank Ruby and Hannah, who is online, Margaret Hanlon-Grady, who's online, Janie, everyone, all of the participants in this 6-session Leadership Academy. Let me ask you something. Do people know why we hosted the Leadership Academy, number 1 and number 2? People familiar with this? So why we did so? And why did we ask seniors to write their own policy platform? 2 connected questions. So let's start with the show of hands. How many people here have participated in the Housing California Residents United Network? Gone up to Sacramento and helped raise your voice? How many people have gone to Oakland City Hall? How many people have been to the Alameda County Board of Supervisors? I know you have, because when I get down there, you're there ahead of me. Yes, I know you have. Okay. And so St. Mary's has asked, and you have chosen to step forward and to share your story and to tell about the impacts of an economic system that is founded on inequality, and to tell about the impacts of housing insecurity and homelessness. And St. Mary's has asked you to do that, and you have answered the call. Now we are asking our seniors to take another step, to combine the power of your presence and your stories with strategies and tactics that move policymakers to make better decisions, right? So that we ask you not only to tell your story, but we ask you to be part of a powerful movement for change that is using organizing strategy, power analysis, and tactics to hold these people accountable and to make better decisions. Like, for example, releasing Measure W funds in Alameda County that would double Alameda County's funding for homeless services, which St. Mary's fought for in 2020, which has been held up in the courts, and it is time. It is time to put those resources behind the policy proposal that our leaders have identified as most addressing the services they need. Nobody knows better than the people who have lived the experience what needs to happen. And with your leadership, St. Mary's Center will help Alameda County do right. I am so excited about how we make the vision that Janie has laid out and that our leaders have articulated how we make that real. So excited to be here with everyone today. Let's kick some ass. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. And now I'm going to welcome our first Leadership Academy graduate, Anne Bradley, who's going to be starting us off with our Leadership Academy policy platform presentation. Throw a round welcome.
I can't see the slide, so I don't know if you put the first slide up yet. Oh, okay.
Give me 1 minute. Thanks, Anne. 1 minute. Thanks, Anne.
There we go.
All good?
That's good. You can go to the next slide.
Oh.
There we go. The policy platform is composed of a roadmap. We cover context, methods, the platform, and a call to action. Next slide. What is Leadership Academy 2? We had 6 hybrid sessions, 2.5 hours each, over the course of 3 months. There were 15 seniors involved with lived experience of homelessness or housing instability. We had 15 total participants. 14 of them were women, 13 Black, and 1 Caucasian. We had 1 Latino man. Next slide. What were the Leadership Academy 2 goals? The first was to support local leaders with lived experience in developing their advocacy. The second is to create a community space for people with lived experience, policy experts, researchers, and advocates to learn, share, and build power. And the one we're discussing today was to develop a policy platform to win more effective and equitable services. Some statistics for you. Alameda County's most recently published full point in time count, the PIT, was conducted in 2019 and estimated a total of 8,022 persons were experiencing homelessness on a single day. Based on annualization of the PIT, it is estimated that 15,786 people in 13,135 households experienced homelessness in Alameda County in 2019. That's a lot of people. People who identify as male make up 61% of the homeless population. About 3/4 of the population of homelessness is between the ages of 25 and 59. A growing percentage of people experiencing homelessness are seniors at 14%. So we all need to be concerned about our senior population. Homelessness disproportionately impacts people of color, especially African Americans. The 2019 point in time count shows that people of color make up more than 2 out of 3, 69% of people experiencing homelessness in Alameda County. While African Americans make up 11% of the general population, they make up 47% of the homeless population in Alameda County. Multiracial persons make up 5% of the general population, but 14% of the homeless population. On the other side of that is the white general population of Alameda County is 50%, while they are only 31% of the homeless population. Without addressing the impact of racism in our society, homelessness will continue to disproportionately impact African Americans and other persons of color. So now Arlene Hipp is going to come up and talk more on the policy platform. Thank you. Thank you, Arlene.
I don't know if I really need this. Do I? Oh, okay. I talk kind of loud. But anyway, my name is Arlene. Zoom can't hear me? Oh, Zoom can hear me now? Oh, hi, Zoom. Good morning, everybody. I'm a graduate of Leadership Cohort 1 and 2, and I'm excited to be here to speak with everyone. I didn't realize it was going to be this many people, so I'm trying not to throw up in front of you guys because I'm really nervous, but it's all good. I'm not going to trip too much. And it's really nice, we do this Zoom online, and there's all of these people that we take these cohorts with, and I never get an opportunity to see them in person. So it's nice to come here and to see people in person. I mean, it's just wonderful. Yeah, it just kind of really warms my heart. You know what I mean? Because I'm part of a community, but because we're in this pandemic, we don't really get an opportunity, to really socialize like this. And so anyway, let me continue. Okay, I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak with you about a remarkable leadership cohort. It was an opportunity to meet, speak, and share with a group of women and men from diverse backgrounds, abilities, and experiences. We all had one common thread, and that was to learn. What an experience it's been to be enriched, enlightened, and educated. The 6-week program gives a basic introduction to the structures in government and the complexities of homelessness and housing and the services needed for the public. The first academy gave us an introduction of the responsibilities of the decision makers. We were instructed on the basics of our local government and how we should educate ourselves to advocate on the issues that matter in our communities. It has been a pleasure to meet so many people who have lived experience like myself. This training further revealed the intersection of the barriers and systems that cause harm and perpetuate the harms impacting so many individuals and families. Next slide. The second program allowed us to hear from experts on subject matters impacting our lives, our neighbors, and communities. Abel Pineda, Vice Mayor, City of San Pablo, spoke about how issues in his community affected him personally. This became the gateway for gaining knowledge to advocate and ultimately running and winning a political office. Marvin Dion, Chief Legislative Representative, LA County, instructed the class on advocating by first locating allies, collaborative meetings, and the process required to get bills passed. We received and briefly discussed the Alameda County strategic plan to reduce homelessness by 2026. Executive Director of EBO, East Oakland, East Bay Housing Organization, Gloria Bruce, spoke about Alameda housing issues, needs, collaborations, measures, policies, and plans. Courtney Cooperman, a housing advocacy organizer of national low-income housing, spoke on the federal level of laws and bills and the impact on this housing crisis and affordability, which we definitely have. Janie Castillo, who I first met, I got love for her, spoke about the importance of how we presented ourselves. I appreciated her stressing the importance of knowing your subject matter and when and how to speak at meetings and events. It's really important if we want people to hear us. And I'm realizing this more and more with the opportunity to be in this leadership cohort. The protocol training was an invaluable experience, further strengthening the class on our advocacy journey. Next slide. Our cohort was given an assignment to draft a document for policy ideas that could be submitted for advocacy with St. Mary's Hope and Justice policy arm. Here are a few points focusing on issues affecting us and the changes that could occur if concepts were funded or policies were changed. Peer navigators and developing pamphlets and designated information for individuals in need of services for the city of Oakland. Hubs established by quadrants of north, south, east, and west, along with possible transportation and staffing to help expedite paperwork. Existing programs or facilities could be used to reduce overhead costs. More efficient tracking or a universal program developed to assist individuals into housing and life services quicker, because it takes way too long. It's just outrageous the length of time that we have to wait in order to get something done. It doesn't make sense, this bureaucracy. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. There needs to be more innovative ways to produce housing with shorter wait time by reviewing zoning, work permits, community surveys, and establishing more streamlined and efficient processes. Cities must find ways to stop displacement in the communities and create funding to actually help people. Homelessness, various violences, reentry, substance abuse, mental wellness, training, real workforce development, and all intersecting issues need better solutions to improve the quality of our lives. Can available properties be renovated or brought up to code in order to house individuals and family? And where can funding from this come from for this to occur? How can we better clean, maintain, and beautify our own communities? Social, government, community organizations, and private industries need real collaboration to help those transitioning in life after trauma to build, grow, and live a healthier, safer, and prosperous quality of life. Next slide. Before attending various programs, I did not know the language, and it was difficult to communicate my needs and advocate for myself or others. Attending the leadership program has educated us for participation in making change. Individuals and families that continue to struggle will have to become the change makers. St. Mary's Leadership Program is a necessary and valuable program educating our community. We are becoming an army equipped to make the change in our lives and our communities. Thank you so much, and I'd like to introduce Sheila Gay.
Good morning, everyone. I have a dream that the work being done at St. Mary's be the bridge that helps to end homelessness. This was an hygiene and sanitation. This was an important policy for the homeless cohorts of the Leadership Academy too. There were 9 policies, then there were 6, and finally 3. And this came up over and over. It was a no-brainer that this would be one of the policies on the platform. Most of the cohorts knew firsthand the importance of hygiene and sanitation because they lived it by being unhoused before. Problems, appearance directly related to acceptance. A number of the cohorts attested to being refused access to public businesses due to appearance. Direct correlation to good mental health, self-esteem issues, isolation due to lack of personal hygiene. Slide 1. Abandoned buildings, this was a recommendation from the Leadership Academy too. Abandoned buildings, possible sites for shower facilities. Next slide. A central place for public donations and accessibility for those who need the services. Next slide. Possible shuttle transportation for those who need to access needed laundry services, showers, and etc. Next slide. Shower and laundry services within encampments. Next slide. Community churches stepping up to become part of the solution. I found in doing my research for this paper that very few services are available in the immediate Bay Area. Most services, not in Alameda County. We've got to do better. Mental health and homelessness. Mental health and homelessness is a two-way street. Homelessness can contribute to mental health issues, and mental health issues can lead to homelessness. 5 decades ago, California moved to empty all state psychiatric hospitals with the intentions of building new ones. But of course, that didn't happen. Jail became the new housing for the East Bay residents with mental health issues. With lack of facilities, conflicting diagnosis, and medication instability, most of these people became a part of our homelessness community. Mental health failures are making Alameda County homelessness crisis worse. 25 to 75% end up recycling in and out of emergency rooms and jail. Most meet the 3 R's, as the system calls them: release, relapse, and rehospitalization. 22% rise in homelessness since 2019. Nearly 10,000 people on the street any given night. For anyone who has experienced being unhoused, knows how hard it is to try to survive, let alone keep your mental stability. Thus, mental health became a major issue. That's why out of the 3 picked from the 6 that was chosen for a call to action on our policy platform. The following are part of the policies on mental health recommendations from the Leadership Academy 2. Slide. Mental health response teams, trained. Those working with the team be able to show compassion through their ability to identify, de-escalate, and recognize. Next slide. The power of just reaching out and touching someone. Next slide. Police in the community with encampments trained to recognize and respond to mental health crises. Next, dedicated hubs strategically placed and available on specific days for services with call centers with a person answering the phone. Next, using local libraries, churches, and community organizations with any community service space available. Next, existing facilities or locations where there's no overhead charged. The funding saved could be used for paying staff and possible volunteers. Next, more available written information about resources in a pamphlet form that can be given out by individuals who see people who could benefit from the many services. Let me take this time to thank everyone that ran the Leadership Academy 2 and the cohorts that I participated with. The education I received is something that I will use to be a stronger advocate for the unhoused. Back to you, Ann.
Thank you, Sheila. I'm back to invite you to this call to action to endorse this policy platform. Our first priority, to remind you, is better hygiene and sanitation. We want showers and laundry services to be regularly provided to the encampments. We also want porta potties and trash services to be kept maintained in a clean way for everyone. Our second policy is the mental health response team. We want it to be a collaboration with peers, mental health experts, psychologists. We want pamphlets available that will provide services for people. And we want the macro team to be compassionate and have an attitude of understanding when they go out to the encampments. And our third priority is the Housing Resource Center. It's a community hub that'll help those in crisis and a resource for shelter, both temporary and permanent. Funding is happening. Measure W secured $2.5 billion to be used between 2021 and 2026. The county budget will provide monies for this homelessness priority package also. And we expect federal dollars from the Biden administration. Timing is perfect for St. Mary's Center seniors to be committed with this advocacy. So I'm asking you, can St. Mary's Center senior members commit to participate in Alameda County's Home Together 2026 plan? Let's endorse our policy platform by raising your hands. Awesome. We have our hands raised. Okay, we're all committed to this. And with that, I'm going to introduce Margaret Hanlon Grady for some closing thoughts. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Hope and Justice Committee, and thank you, Council of Elders and board members for committing to and investing in this project, this Leadership Academy. It was my honor to coordinate and my privilege to coordinate this class with incredible, talented staff of St. Mary's. But most important, all thanks go to the cohort who did the work and shared their incredible strength and hope and experience and came up with a document that I would challenge any elected official to try to pick apart. I mean, these are the solutions we need. These are the solutions we want. And it's going to be very, very exciting to join you in lobbying and advocating for them. So thank you and for believing in us.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Let's give another round of applause to those three graduates. And now we're going to move to the third part of our program, the most special celebration ever, I'd say. Just kidding. Let's give it a round. We're going to have an opening video by our council elder member, Jesse Williams, who has done an instrumental job at creating this beautiful video, commending the achievements over the past year of our senior advocates. Thank you so much, Jesse. And let's give a round of applause for Jesse Williams. beautiful. This just shows you how talented our senior advocates are and just what they bring to the table. He's such a creative mind and spirit, and it's so amazing to have him here. And so now we're going to do our welcome mural appreciation. And Janie Castillo will be revealing who we're going to be awarding.
We're rewarding practically everyone. Yeah. This is the finishing touch of our welcome mural behind you. It was a snippet in the video, and I just wanted to say everyone's names who worked on the video and painted a square will now have a plaque in our center. Thank you. And we're going to show the video again because our Zoom folks didn't get to see the video part of that. So at the end, you'll get to see that again. Thank you.
Thank you, Janie. Almost tripped there. And now we're going to welcome Sharon Cornu again to give some special words about our Hope and Justice Social Justice Hero Awards. Thank you so much.
Ruby, thank you. And I am joined today by a board member. Some people may remember Drew Tillman from his time as a volunteer on the front desk at St. Mary's. And he is an attorney with the Homeless Action Center and serves on the St. Mary's board. And we're excited to have him here today. I did tell Drew to be prepared that we might get asked a question. And I want to take us back just for a second because you've endorsed that policy platform. Am I correct? St. Mary's seniors endorsed the policy platform and those items. And do you want it to end there? Would you like it to go to the St. Mary's board? Drew, will you take it to the St. Mary's board?
Yes, I'd be happy to accept that.
So we will take that policy platform to the St. Mary's board at the next meeting in December, and we will be ready to rock and roll early in 2023 to continue doing organizing and to get everyone involved in some strategy behind that policy platform so that the County of Alameda steps up and does what it needs to do. So thank you. Great. And now I am pleased to, yes, thank you. Wonderful. It is my deep and surprising honor to present this beautiful plaque to Annette Miller from the Hoover Foster Rack and to ask her to come forward. Annette is an outstanding organizer and a force for change in this community. If you read the newspaper this morning, you saw a front page article about safety in Oakland. And it asked the question that we ask so often, what can people do? And one of the answers was town nights. How many people attended those chilly Friday nights in December on Brockhurst Street, met with the Department of Public Works, the Department of Violence Prevention, and Councilmember Fife's office? And again, in July, Annette Miller and the Hoover Foster Rack organized Friday night events to be able to bring the community together. And the city of Oakland saw a reduction in gun violence on those nights of 37%. All right? Give it up for Annette Miller, making communities safer.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. I just want to thank you guys and appreciate all you guys supporting all the events that, I support. I have future funding to support more events and probably in the daytime so you guys can come out and enjoy it for real.
When you call, we'll come, Annette. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Stay for lunch. Yep. And a very special plaque. Please come forward, Patty Prunhover, from Justice in Aging. Many of us recall Justice in Aging by its earlier name, the National Senior Law Center. They have been a fighter for seniors for decades. And I want to share with you that when the state of California implemented what were actually very important hotel programs during the pandemic to be able to help people stay safe, Justice in Aging, and Patty in particular, led the fight to make sure that those rooms were accessible, that they were fairly distributed, and that people were treated with dignity and respect. And to the degree that that was true, we can thank Justice in Aging. Thank you, Patty.
This is truly an honor.
And you have to do this.
Oh,
because people are on
then
Zoom,
you
so
have to
we'll
do that.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, thank you. There are many, many people in this room who we just honor and love our partnership with. I want to mention Janie, our own Tower of Power. I want to call out this wonderful Leadership Academy, which, as you say, is not only learning, being educated and enlightened, but empowered. And we talk a lot about peace, and we know that if you want peace, you work for justice. And we are here to work for housing justice for older adults in Alameda and throughout California, and to really recognize the racial disparities that happen around housing instability and homelessness. And we have to see housing as a racial justice issue. So thank you so much for all your good work. And let's keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. Now we come to the certificates part of the program. Wonderful. And I think I asked Drew Tillman to come back up again for a moment. And I think we give us a moment to get organized here. We'll need this. We are going to call forward members of our Council of Elders and our senior advocates. And I have a set of certificates, and Ruby has pins, so please come forward this way. This looks alphabetical, is that correct? So alphabetically first, and the president of our Council of Elders, Keitha Rivenwine, please come forward. Thank you. Please come forward, Ann Bradley. Ann Bradley.
Mask off or on?
Applause for mask off. Okay. Thank you. Okay. By his full and formal name, James Paul Hopkins, here on Zoom. All right. Thank you. I believe that Judy Jackson is on Zoom. And so Judy, this will be coming to you along with pins. Thank you, Judy. Congratulations. Am I also correct that Madeline Johnson is on Zoom? Madeline? But we will get this to Madeline as well. Thank you, Madeline. Judy Washington Johnson and Percy Johnson. If it is, there we go. I got the right name this time. Thank you. I got you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Aha, Judy Mangana. Por favor. Congratulations. Thank you. Denise Norman. Denise, she's not here. We will get this to Denise. Sharon Snell is here. Sharon? Thank you. You have a fabulous collection of the pins on your, yeah. I believe that Beverly Westbrook is on Zoom. Beverly's here. We'll get it to her. Okay. Okay. Carrie Whiteside. I saw Carrie. Thank you. Benny Whitfield. Benny. And okay. May I? Janie, may I, the next certificate is for Brenda Whitfield. May I, who is on Zoom? And would you get that to Brenda, please? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we'll get them. Pins. And for Brenda too, please. Ruby, for Brenda too? Yep, great. Thank you. Great. Ronald Guitar Whitfield. Guitar? We'll get it to him. Wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you. And Jesse Williams. Actually, you get two. I get two. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of our Council of Elders and senior advocates for receiving your annual pin at the Hope and Justice Awards. We are so very honored to be connected to your work and your leadership in the community. And before I turn it over to Drew Tillman for some closing words, I just want to ask once again for a round of applause for all of the staff and volunteers who worked to put this together today. Thank you. And Drew, if you would like, you're invited to say a closing statement.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for being here. I don't want to stand between us and lunch, but I just wanted to say on behalf of the board, thank you for all of your work that you're doing. And it's just wonderful to see the active role that you all are taking in, sharing your lived experiences with policymakers and, advocating for yourselves. It's really inspiring. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Drew. So let's give another round of applause to Leadership Academy, to participants and senior advocates. And we would not be ending on I want to end this on a really great note. So we're going to have our closing song, Underdog, by Alicia Keys. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you sharing words of wisdom, courage, integrity, and I'm just so honored to be with you all. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone on Zoom for joining us. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.